Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am particularly excited about today's video because I will be sharing with you all about Atomic Habits, what this is all about, and how you can use the methods in this book to actually change your life. And I know for a fact that this works because I am living proof that it does. Let me take you back to fall of 2013. I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was living paycheck to paycheck to the point any given month I would have maybe like $15 to $20 to spare in my bank account. Not to mention over $10,000 worth of credit card debt. My brother was very sick. I was spiraling into a depression and I just felt totally lost. And one day I decided I was going to start making videos on the internet. So I published my first video and I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the thousands of subscribers to come rolling in from all around the world. And you know what I got? You know what happened? Do you hear that? Yeah, that's crickets. The only person who watched my videos for literally years was my mother, who would watch them on repeat and repeat. People started trickling in over time, okay? I think I had 1,000 subscribers after a year. I was spending 20 to 30 hours a week working on something that barely anybody even watched or appreciated. And then one day, out of the blue, I was about 2 years into doing this weekly, every single week, when all of a sudden, things started taking off. It seemed like it happened overnight. I was just getting subscribers coming in by the thousands all of a sudden, whereas before, I would be lucky to get one new subscriber a week. And from there, things just started growing exponentially. And now I am standing here with 1.4 million subscribers. There's been over 160 million people who have watched my videos, and I'm literally living my dream life. I tell you this not to brag, but to illustrate how powerful it is to create these types of habits that can truly change your life. First, I'm going to talk to you guys about why habits are so important, and then I will share how exactly to create the type of habits that you can actually stick to. Because here's the problem, okay? New Year's coming up. It is almost cliche that new year, new me. I'm going to start doing all the things I want to do and set all these goals for myself. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to get 1 million Instagram followers. So you're excited, you're motivated, and you start off strong. You're going to the gym 5 times a week. You're on fire. You're posting content to your Instagram. Initially, you're excited. Maybe you lose a few pounds within the first couple weeks and you're like, yes, this is happening. Things are happening for me. But then a month goes by, 2 months goes by. This isn't fun anymore. You're not noticing any progress. So why even continue? Eventually, you just give up and you go back into your old habits and routine. And nothing has changed. And it's even more cliche to not follow your New Year's resolutions because that is how common it is. So what is the problem here? Why does this keep happening year after year after year? And I will tell you the 2 main problems. Problem number 1 is that in our society, we expect instant gratification, instant results. And if we do not see those results, then we feel like, what's the point? Because we feel that if we're working hard at something and we're not seeing results, then it's not working, right? And why waste our time? That's the problem. That's where you're wrong. Because one of the first things about this book that I found mind-blowing and is just so true is that success in whatever you're trying to achieve is not actually linear. If you look at it on a graph, success most often looks like this, where absolutely nothing is happening for a very long time. And then one day, out of the blue, things skyrocket and they start to compound and it goes up exponentially. As I shared what happened with me and my YouTube channel. My own quote is, success is defined by how you act when you are not seeing results. Do you quit or do you continue to persevere and keep moving forward and keep going? And what he talks about in his book is the 1% effect. You don't have to get dramatically better. Just try to get 1% better every day and remain consistent and keep going. Because over time, if you do it long enough, the combination of being consistent and also improving slightly every day, the results will compound upon themselves and success will happen naturally. Here's my favorite example of this from the book. Bamboo is planted in the ground and almost nothing happens for 5 entire years. And then one day, out of nowhere, that bamboo shoots up and it grows 90 feet into the air within 6 weeks. And that's what success looks like. To summarize, the biggest problem is that change takes time. Success takes time. Because it takes so much time, it allows the opportunity for bad habits to creep in and derail your success. So the first thing I want you to take away from this is just the knowledge and the understanding and the expectation that whatever it is you are trying to achieve is going to take time. Problem number 2, why most people never achieve their goals and New Year's resolutions, that is because they're focusing on the goal and not on the system. And that is one of my biggest takeaways from this book is it's not creating goals, it's about creating systems and processes. Those are the building blocks that set you up to actually reach that goal. So don't focus on the goal. The goal will be achieved as a byproduct of the habits and the systems that you put into place to get there. What he says is your commitment to the process will determine your results. So it's not about, oh, I have the goal or the resolution to lose 15 pounds this year. It's what are the habits and the systems that I can implement into my life on a daily basis that will help me become a more active, healthy person. And as a byproduct of following that and being committed to that, naturally, I will lose those 15 pounds. So that is kind of the background of why a lot of people fail at achieving their goals and resolutions. So what are we going to do about it? How are we actually going to create change in our lives, right? That's what we want. That's why you're here. 4 main elements to either building a good habit or stopping a bad habit. I'm going to focus more on how to build good habits, but if you also are interested in how to break bad habits, he does talk about that as well. They're kind of just the foils of each other. Step number 1 of creating a good habit is make it obvious. Biggest thing that people do not realize, they're completely blind to the fact that it is our environment that has a huge, massive impact on our success in whatever it is we are trying to achieve. If you are trying to lead a healthy lifestyle and lose weight and your house is filled with delicious treats and candy and junk food, that is setting you up for failure. Your environment is making it difficult for you to do the things you want to do, and instead it's making it easy for you to do the things you're trying not to do. The key point is here, the more obvious something is, the more likely you are to do it. So if one of your goals is to drink more water, put water all around the house. Fill up cups in the morning of water and put them in the places around the house where you spend a lot of time. So it becomes glaringly obvious. If you're trying to remember to take your supplements and you keep forgetting, put it next to your toothbrush, because that is something that you're already interacting with every day. And by seeing this next to the toothbrush, it's going to trigger you to remember to do your positive habits. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to stick to a positive habit in a negative environment. So look at your environment and what it is leading you to do and set yourself up for success. Critically important here is to set a specific intention. So instead of just saying, yeah, I'm going to start working out, what you say is, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4 p.m., I'm going to go on a walk around the neighborhood and go in my garage and do a 20-minute weightlifting exercise using the Alive app on my phone. The more specific you are in your implementation and the process that you're going to follow to actually meet that goal or desire you have, the more likely you are to achieve it. There is an example in this book where one group of people, they just sent them motivational quotes about wanting to work out, and another group of people, they had them do what I just shared, set an implementation intention, and the people who wrote the little plan for themselves, they were 91% more likely to actually work out and follow through. That's how powerful that is. So next key element, similar to making it obvious, is to make it easy for yourself. The more automatic you can make your positive habits, the more likely you are to stick to them. So for example, saving. If every single month you get your money in your main bank account and you have to rely on remembering to go in and transferring a certain amount of money into your savings account, you think you're going to do that every month? Do you think that sounds fun? What is the likelihood you're going to stick to that? Probably small. But if you do auto saving, just automatically have a set percentage of your income going into saving, guess what? You're going to start saving and you don't even have to think about it. So that's how you should set up as many of your habits as possible. If you want to eat healthy, do your meal prepping and set those healthy meals right at eye level in your refrigerator. Then when you get hungry, you've just made it easy for yourself. You don't even have to cook anything. Your meal is ready to go. It's right in your face. You just have to warm it up, heat it, and eat it. Now, the opposite of this is true with your bad habits. Make your bad habits invisible. Hide them as far away as possible. If you're trying to read more and watch less TV, then take your television and move it out of your room and put your book right on your pillow. So you want to make it harder to do your bad habits and easier to do your good habits. When you are first starting to do a new habit, it's going to be very difficult. Every time you do it requires a lot more energy up front, but the more you do it, the more you repeat that habit, the easier it gets. So the key is you just need the inertia to get started. And once you get started, autopilot will kind of take over. So we talked about in the book, if you're trying to do a 1 hour workout, don't focus on the 1 hour workout. That sounds very daunting. It takes a lot of energy. Just focus on getting yourself to the gym or wherever it is that you work out. Set your expectations low. I don't even have to do the whole workout. I just have to get myself in the garage and work out for 5 minutes. Once I'm actually in there, most likely inertia will take over and I will continue and I'll do more than I expected. So the key is, whatever it is, just try to start, get yourself going. Next element of creating a habit that sticks is make it attractive. If this habit you're trying to start is something that you're dreading, then you're not going to do it. You're not going to follow through. So there's a couple different ways you could do this. Way number one is to reward yourself because we crave a dopamine burst. That's why we go on and we check social media or we watch TV. It gives us a flood of these feel-good hormones. So one thing that I do, I actually have been doing this for years, is I always set little rewards for myself. So when I have to clean up the house, I will say, all right, if I clean up the whole downstairs, then I'm going to sit down and go check Instagram for 10 minutes. That is my reward that I give myself after I have done the positive habit that I'm trying to do. The anticipation of some kind of reward is a very powerful motivator to act. So think about little rewards you could give yourself when you engage in your positive habit that you're trying to do. And the last factor for creating a habit that sticks is to make it satisfying. This is kind of related to make it attractive, but it has to feel fulfilling. You have to enjoy doing it on some level because, as I talked about in the beginning, results are not going to be immediate. In fact, they're probably not even going to be in the medium term. Most often it is a long-term thing. So for that whole time that you are working and not seeing results, you have to have some kind of feedback mechanism to keep you going. And with me and making my YouTube videos, if I'm being honest, there was two things that kept me going. Number one, most importantly, were the comments. The very few people who did watch them would leave me the nicest comments and encouragement, and that is what kept me going. And that was kind of that satisfaction that made me believe in myself and gave me the inertia to continue. The other factor that he talks about that's the most simple way to make something satisfying is called don't break the chain. So every time you do the positive habit you were trying to do, all you have to do is just make a little X on your calendar. That day, you did it. Maybe you're trying to write a book and it's 15 minutes of writing a day. So every day you do your 15 minutes of writing, you get to put an X on that calendar. And so then it becomes just don't break the chain. Keep going. Just do it every day. And you're going to see over time, a little chain of X's comes to life. And that is going to make you proud. That's going to make you feel good that you are accomplishing something. There are also apps you can use to track your progress. And just doing that, I know it sounds ridiculous and it sounds like, why on earth would that be motivating or satisfying? But research has shown that just doing that, just making your little X on the calendar, makes you 50% more likely to continue. So make your X's on your calendar and don't break the chain. But look, the real world happens. You can't be perfect all of the time. So then it becomes just don't break the chain twice. Every once in a while, things are going to happen and you're not going to be able to do your exercise that day or do your writing or whatever it is. And that's okay. Give yourself some grace. Just don't break the chain twice. And this is so funny because for me, doing my videos over the years, I have never missed 2 weeks of video in a row. I've missed videos here and there, not very often. So when I have missed a video, I've never missed 2 in a row. So those are my main takeaways from this book, Atomic Habits. I recommend that you read the book yourself because he has so many examples in here that just really anchor the key points and make them more tangible. And there's so much more in here than I was able to share in a 15-minute video. So if you've watched all the way to this point in the video, I have a little challenge for you, and that is to write down in the comments what you are trying to achieve and your implementation intention. So that looks something like this. I will put it on the screen. We're getting started right now. There's no time to waste. Just by thinking through this exercise and writing it down in the comments, that will put you on the right path to creating new habits in your life that will stick, and eventually over time, and it might be a long time, will change your life. But I hope you guys did enjoy hearing about one of my all-time most impactful favorite books. And if you did enjoy this, let me know, because there is nothing I would enjoy more than sharing some of my other favorite books that I've come across in my life. I'd love to make this a little series, but that's up to you guys if you do enjoy this. So give this a thumbs up, please subscribe if you are new, and follow me over on Instagram, because another little something that I am trying to achieve is to grow my Instagram in 2021. So if you guys want to help me along that process, go follow me over there. And with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching and for taking the time, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.